Hello, my name is Leonardo and I'm from Maximo Con. On today's video, I'm gonna show you how to create an attribute on work order table and add it to the application. In order to do that, we will be using three applications. The two first applications will be Database Configuration and Application Designer. The first one to create the attribute and the second one to add it to the screen. And finally, after we finish, we will show you the new attribute on screen here in the work order tracking application. Let's start with the database configuration application, and the object is work order. I'm putting equal sign here to access directly my object. And now I'm going to the attribute tab. If you see here, the object tab contains important information about the object, but I'm not going to details here because the focus is on attribute creation, maybe in another video. So here we have all the attributes that are available for the work order object. To create a new one, we click on New Row, and our attribute will have a prefix. This is a good practice to easily distinguish between custom and core attributes. And our attribute will be department. The description is department of the affected area. And the title will be department. In the type, we have 20 different types that we can use, but we are talking about a free text field, which will be upper. Any letter that you put here will be turned to alphanumeric uppercase. We have other important and used often in Maximo types here, such as yarn, which is this box here, for example, this checkbox, any of those here, which will store in the database 0 or 1. We also have date and date time. I believe the names are self-explanatory. We have blob, club, and several integer types, each one with a different size. And GL, which represents the general ledger type of attribute that you can use across any table in Maximo. And I think that's it. We'll be using the alphanumeric uppercase only. As I said, this will convert every letter to uppercase. The length 20 is okay for the purpose that we are chasing here. Very, very important information is the search type. If you leave it as none, you cannot search in this attribute. So we will be using wildcard, which means that you can put any value in the text in a search. It will search in the entire string to find the value. It's persistent. It means that the value will be stored, physically stored in the database. If I untick this flag here, it means that the attribute is valid, exists, but it cannot be stored. Usually use it for calculated attributes, okay? Now I'm gonna save my records. Before, let me check upper, attribute name, description, title, everything fine, so I can save it. And that was quick. Let's go back to the list view. Before we go there, bear in mind that you have the status information here that is useful, so you can easily know what is the change and where is the change. Let's say that we have several attributes that we are adding, updating, or removing. You have the proper status here in this column. And the same goes here. If I clear my search, I can see all the objects that will be affected by this change. And we have the work order object, which is our main object, but we also have three views that belongs to the work order object. For example, if I click here, I can see that extends work order. So it's a view with this viewware here, and it will be affected and updated when I run the configuration changes. But in order to run the configuration changes before, I need to manage admin mode. Admin mode is a state in Maximo where you log off all the regular users. You can keep a certain amount of administrative users. That means that the users that are in the max admin group and the number of minutes for user logout. If you have, let's say, 3 minutes here, a message warning will be shown to all users saying that they have that amount of time to log out, or they will be logged out automatically. Okay, now we have to turn the admin mode on, and I can click on refresh status here from time to time. And it's very important for you to understand that the admin mode means that several functionalities, several features in the system will not be working, such as cron tasks, escalations, automation script, and other stuff that I don't even know about it. So keep in mind that the system will not work properly while in admin mode. And this is the case now. Administration mode is on for this server. So one way to find out if the admin mode is on is to load the Start Center or any other application. And we have this yellow rectangle here showing that admin mode is on. But understand that for some older Maximo versions, this will not be there. So now we are in admin mode, and we have our database configuration application with 4 objects to be changed. We go to the Apply Configuration Changes dialog, and first we need to set this flag here saying to Maximo that we have a current backup. This is a sandbox development environment in a VM that I can afford to lose it. But if you are working on a QA or a production environment, please be aware that this configuration change can cause issues that you sometimes do not expect. So please take a backup before doing that, all right? So I'm going to start configuring the database here. It should be quick and easy, hopefully, but if you have, let's say, millions of records in the work order table and you are creating your attribute, this may take a while. This is the important line here: config.db completed without errors. So this is very important, because if you have errors here, you have to fix your database or restore your backup. So I hope you have the backup for that, because I can assure you that it will be much easier to restore than to fix. Now we have the attributes created. Do not forget to manage admin mode and turn it off. Otherwise, it will happen what I said before. Your users might experience some very weird behavior in Maximo. And if this yellow rectangle is not here, they will not be aware of, especially developers, because in the past we did not have this. Should be quick and easy. Administration mode is off for the server. And now we can go to the application designer and add our field there. So I'm accessing the menu and system configuration, platform configuration, application designer. Now let's search for the application. I know the name, so I'll just put here the W track. You can also use the description. And I'm accessing the application now, and the idea is to put the attribute in the work order tab just below the asset. I'm gonna use this control palette here and a text box, this one here. Of course, there is no time to go through each of one of these components. This is not the goal of this video, so let's just go straight to the point. Now I have to click here in the control properties and the attribute, the lookup. I can filter to work order, right to the object and MXC. Now we have our new attribute. Some other information here can be useful. Let's say you want to put a different label. You can put here department. This will overwrite, okay, the original label. You can also put a lookup if you want to use a domain, and you can also put a input mode here. Let's say that you want this attribute to be always required or always read only, to be added to the values to be set externally, let's say through an integration point. And also I can change the size of my attribute, and in the advanced tab I have several information that I'm not going to detail. I'm just going to explain this one, which is very important, which is the signature option. You can use this one to change colors and shapes of the attribute sections, tables, or even hide attributes, sections, or entire tabs, all right? But this is not the scope of this video, and this could extend it a lot. So let's stick to our plan here and save the record with our department attribute in the application. And finally, let's go to the work order tracking application. Let's create a new record, and here you go. We have the department attribute, testing department attribute. Let's say I'm a developer and I'm doing some testing here. IT, saving the record. And now I have my work order with the IT department. That's it, nice and easy. If you want to put any other attributes, the principle is the same. This is no different, unless you want to put a domain, which will be covered in another video. I hope you like it. I hope this video is useful for your needs. And if you have any questions, please add a comment below or send us an email, call us directly. The contact information is in the description. And see you next time. Thank you very much for your time.